What's going on, my peeps? Your boy Versatile is back with another video, back with a comparison, and I believe this might be my first comparison video, and we are comparing the OnePlus 7 Pro versus the Samsung Galaxy S10e. Now, you figure, oh really? Why that battle? Well, that's because they're very comparable in price and specs, to keep it as simple as that. And starting off with the Samsung Galaxy S10e, this phone starts off at $749, or basically $750. Here you see I got that nice blue. It comes in at 5.8 inches and comes with 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage. You can upgrade it to, I believe it's still 6 gigs of RAM, or it's 8 gigs of RAM for 256 gigs of storage, and that'll run you, I think, 800 or 850. So in terms of the price and the amount of RAM you get for this, it's still a very good device. Now, at the same, if not less, price tag, the OnePlus 7 Pro comes in at $669, $700, and $749, and you get just as much of RAM at each tier, starting at 6 gigs for $669 and 128 gigabytes of storage, and then you can go to 8 gigs, 256 gigs of storage, which I have here in this model. This one's also from T-Mobile, like this is here. And then of course the 749 is 12 gigs of RAM with 256 gigs of storage as well. There is no 512 gig option, which is fine. So you figure at each price that they come in, you get comparable specs in terms of RAM, which will help you in terms of somewhat future-proofing your phone, into next year, the year after that, with apps and whatnot running more and needing more processing in the background. Having at least 6 gigs of RAM is definitely good. That's a trend we've been seeing heavily throughout 2019, and no doubt we are all appreciative of it. Now, what's the next thing to compare? Well, the size. As we see here, just comparing them next to each other, we see the OnePlus dwarfs the Galaxy S10e. So the Galaxy S10e comes in at 5.8 inches with the fingerprint sensor on the side. That's a nice widget right there I got. Comes at 5.8 inches, 2 cameras on the back, 1 camera on the front, dual speakers, stereo speakers, bow, headphone jack, USB-C, microphone at the top and bottom. And I thought they were on the side, guess not. So you see at 5.8 inches, you still get a lot for the size. And as you guys know, based off of how I felt about the Galaxy S10e, I feel like this is a perfectly sized phone. I don't mind having a phone that's this big. It gives me, I guess it's somewhere around 90% screen to body ratio. It can still fit in my pocket, still lightweight, still get that good quality premium feel out of it at $750. Now, of course, we find that price for phones are relatively good anyway, or we find that's where the price should be for phones anyway, somewhere around the $750 to $800 price tag. And so for the Samsung Galaxy S10e, it fits that mold very well in terms of size and what you get hardware-wise or externally. And you get the Bixby button over here, which I've had no issues with. Click it once. I have to reset it up. Woo. I have to reset that up. I can't believe it. So I used to be able to just click it. Okay, if I double click, it'll go in there. If I hold. Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry guys. Alright, thank you. Now it should work. So I go boom. I get OK Google. And then if I hold it, I get Bixby. So that's the nice part about the Bixby button on this Samsung Galaxy S10e. But otherwise, in terms of size, color, all that type of stuff, you get good stuff for $750. Now, for $700, you get a 6.67 inch display, tall, feels big, but I've gotten used to it fairly quick. And although I very, very much so love the Galaxy S10e size, I can't help but love a near 100% screen to body ratio in the OnePlus 7 Pro here. You get the volume button, you get the alert buttons. You know, I got it on ring right now. Hit it up once, vibrate, hit it up again. That's silent, hit it back down to ring. Bow. And you get an in-display fingerprint sensor as opposed to the fingerprint sensor side mounted. Volume rockers over here, no other buttons. Stereo speakers again here. USB-C, no headphone jack. Micro SD card slot at the bottom here. And you get a fairly nice sized stereo speaker up at the top, or front firing speaker right here at the top, which is nice. So, and then in terms of the cameras, you get 3 cameras here on the back, and you get a pop-up selfie camera right here, which I can demonstrate. Bow. And it lets me in. Boom. And you get this beautiful, vibrant display. Now, in terms of the Galaxy S10e, the display is rocking 5.8 inches, 1080p, full HD, of course, and it looks stunning. It looks amazing, feels snappy, feels fast. You know, go on to YouTube or whatever. Let's go to my Versatile account, of course. Just past 1,000 subscribers. Definitely appreciate you guys. I do have video enhancer on both, but it seems like it's even more evident on it on the Samsung Galaxy S10e as opposed to the OnePlus 7 Pro. No big deal. But you get a full HD display there, 5.8 inches, and here at 6.67 inches, you get a Quad HD Plus display, rocking 90 hertz. And seeing as Samsung made this display for OnePlus, it is interesting to see that none of the Galaxy S10 series, for that matter, goes above 60 hertz. Now, some people hope or claim that the Note 10 will. Most likely 90 hertz may come through the Galaxy S11 line / Note 11 or whatever moniker they decide to call the next series of phones for Samsung next year. But the OnePlus gives you a Quad HD 90 hertz display, and it is gorgeous. It is smooth. It runs like you would want it to run. Snappy. The only thing I did was go in and fasten the window transition, I believe that's what it was, and developer options, but outside of that I haven't touched nothing else. Get Google on the side here as opposed to here. I don't have it activated, but you would have Bixby Home right there. So I don't have Bixby Home activated on here, of course. It's fine. Now, in terms of navigation, we see that I don't have the home, back, or recent app buttons on either one. That's because I'm rocking navigation gestures. You can swipe up on either one, as you guys saw me do. Swipe up here, takes it back. And then, as of course, if I jump into YouTube here, hit back again, hit back. It stays in the app for a minute, but see, back works there. And then, of course, if I want to get to recent apps, it's easier to do on the Samsung Galaxy S10e. Bow, swipe it up, and there's recent apps right there. Or through Good Lock, just swipe it up from the side here. Bow. There's only one way to get to recent apps here, and that's to hold like that. Not bad. It's not slow or nothing like that. Now, the one thing that you can't do off bat with the Samsung Galaxy S10e in terms of navigation is being able to swipe through your, quick recent apps or whatever, quick apps, switch. But on here you can. It's similar to Apple where you just swipe over and boom, I'm in there. Bow. Just like that, I'm in whatever app I was just in. In order to do that on here, you'd have to activate the gesture hints within the navigation settings or navigation gesture settings in order to then be able to swipe at the bottom across the home button or the middle hint, gesture to be able to swipe between your quick apps, your last 2 apps. Now, again, preference, it doesn't really matter. I could go with either one. I do like how OnePlus has it set up, but I do like Good Lock, and I like how Samsung's versatility kicks in immediately on all 3 devices of their S10 and not just S10e. It doesn't matter which phone you get. The S10 series rocks the ability to, use your navigation gestures with no problems. Now, software, we know this is up to date at the One UI for the Samsung. Been running smooth, feels good, it feels complete. You get dark mode, of course. It's still pretty fast on here. It almost feels like they kind of enhanced the screen after the OnePlus phone came out. I'm not even gonna lie. But we know that this phone runs fairly smooth with the One UI update. You get plenty of things. You get a ton of suggestions in here in terms of the quick settings. Smart Things pops up with whatever you have connected. Notifications is easy to dismiss on here. Running widgets, KWGT, having your just everything on here is still smooth. Butter on the Samsung Galaxy S10e, and with the OnePlus 7 Pro, we're rocking the Oxygen OS at 9.x.x, and that could be depending on your phone that you have. In terms of this phone, I'm rocking a T-Mobile, and they're forever slow with updates, so we're still rocking like 9.5.6, which is a quirky update because it only included the April security updates, which sucks. It would be lovely if we got those camera tweaks and updates that OnePlus worked so hard to distribute to their OnePlus phones. Come on, T-Mobile. But what's nice to know is T-Mobile has been doing a great job of keeping up with updates on the Samsung Galaxy S10e. Now, you remove T-Mobile, and both phones have been staying steady with updates, whether it's just with the security. Now, this one's up to May, not June quite yet, and this one, I think, is up to May now, and not June in terms of the OnePlus globally. So they stay updating the phones, and that's all we could ask for is maintenance and the remembrance of the phone that they give us, rather. Now, what else do we know that these phones get in terms of the OnePlus and in terms of the Galaxy S10e? Well, the Galaxy S10e comes with wireless charging and a headphone jack, as was mentioned before. Now, to me, wireless charging, headphone jack, no big deal. Of course, I wouldn't mind having either one, especially if I decide to use them to content create with or create content with. And I use my Galaxy S10e as my main shooter for my video. Right now, I'm using the Pixel 3a XL. Let me know what you guys think about the video footage thus far. But I would like to use external audio, and having that wireless headphone jack allows me to do that with the Galaxy S10e, whereas having a dongle up for the OnePlus 7 Pro with USB-C to then utilize my external audio. Now, wireless charging, again, no big deal. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. If you've already invested some in getting some things that allow you to wirelessly charge your devices, of course, you're going to probably like it a little more. I'm indifferent to it, I guess you could say, as because I do have wireless chargers in my home, which still utilizes this, but it's not a big deal that I don't have it yet. I trust OnePlus is going to give us something very great in terms of wireless charging within the next couple of years, so I'm patient enough to wait. And then the headphone jack, you don't have. Most people have a pair of Bluetooth headphones now, so it's not a big deal to have a headphone jack, unless, and again, you're a content creator. Even then, you most likely have a dongle for whatever device you have, because you either came from an iPhone or you have one of the previous Android devices that did give you a dongle in the box in which you unboxed for your device. So that's not a big deal. Now, do we want to test out the displays and the screens? Yeah, why not? So if we go here to YouTube, of course, on the OnePlus 7 Pro, of course, we're going to use one of my videos since YouTube's having an issue with like copyright and whatnot. So I'm going to go halfway through my OnePlus 7 Pro camera test, where I definitely bumped up the audio. Now, look at this. You hear this? Oh, oh, oh. Let me skip through about halfway. Alright. And I don't even have it turned up all the way yet. Alright, maxed out. Feel a little bit of vibration kick in the lower half of the phone, for the lower half of the speaker. Sounds a little louder, but also sounds just a hair raspier. Or it's just got better. It's a little better treble than the OnePlus 7 Pro. Checking out some of the video quality.
Or photography tech. Now, yes, I will agree that
let's hit that
OnePlus
1080p.
can step it up in terms of utilizing and optimizing that sensor for what it can do, such as taking better nightscape pictures and taking sharper portrait photos. As you'll see in the pictures,
not bad. You get the hole punch here. To me, it's not a big deal. If it is to you, of course, you may decide to save yourself 50 bucks. Go with the OnePlus 7 Pro as it's all screen.
iPhone S video quality, because it's very good, very sharp.
All right, so you got to see some video and hear some video. Here, test the speakers out on the Samsung Galaxy S10e. And let's go back here. Let's see here.
The compressed when you upload it to the cloud, basically, somewhere in the cloud, typically a social media account. So when you think about pictures, when you think about photos.
Now, of course, one of the things that you see here immediately is the curved display on the OnePlus 7 Pro. You get a little bit of glare from lights at the top or the bottom. To me, it's not a big deal. It's noticeable, but it's not a big deal to me. I never really cared about that. And I've been rocking Samsung since they started the curve with the. They technically started with the S6, but I had the S7 Edge, and I didn't care about that because what I'm watching is all up in here. So that little bit of glare at the top, or even it's a hair bit here down at the bottom, never got in my way. So it's up to you. The Galaxy S10e comes with a flat display. So if the display is a big deal to you, you might decide to go with the S10e as opposed to the OnePlus 7 Pro. Now, in terms of price, we know the price for each one of these, $700 and $750. Or if you max out $750 on the OnePlus, you get 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs worth of storage. So at the end of the day, it is preference up to you. You want a flat display, you want wireless charging, you want a headphone jack, the S10e will be your phone to go with. If you're not worried about a headphone jack or wireless charging, if you're not worried about your flat display and you like a big display and a nice one, a high quality display, the OnePlus 7 Pro might be for you. If in terms of cameras, we do know that the Samsung Galaxy takes better pictures than the OnePlus slightly. To me, the OnePlus 7 Pro still takes very decent pictures, or very good pictures, and with those recent camera updates, the camera is even better now on the OnePlus 7 Pro, which could be more comparable to the Galaxy S10 series. So now if we're talking about camera, you could go either or and win. You get 3 cameras, telephoto and wide angle with the OnePlus 7 Pro. You get a standard and a wide angle on the S10e. So it is up to you at the end of the day. Me, of course, I'm loving the OnePlus 7 Pro, so I've been rocking. I haven't really missed my Samsung Galaxy S10e too much, but hey, at the end of the day, it's preference. It's up to you. They both offer true value at $700 and $750, and if you want to think about it this way, you're basically paying an extra $50 for the Samsung logo as opposed to the OnePlus logo. So your boy Versatile signing out. Which do you choose, OnePlus 7 Pro or Galaxy S10e? And until the next video, oi, boy.